in local SEO that there are a lot of other factors apart from backlinks. Specifically for local SEO, what does that look like? What other terms are there for local SEO as opposed to, you know, national or international SEO?
You kind of broke up. So what are the other aspects of local SEO aside from backlinks that are important?
Yeah. So local SEO, is it Google My Business? Like what for the nuance of local, the category that is local SEO, what other factors should people be considered of?
Yeah, absolutely. And this goes right back into that EAT conversation we were having. But we'll take a step back and talk about just kind of some of the formalities when it comes to local SEO that you just absolutely need to have in place in order to be successful in your area. The GMB, that's going to be one of your biggest ones right there. Having your business information in a highly visible space, Google knows about you, ownership of, choosing the correct categories for your service area. Furthermore, in my opinion, more important, the most important probably for local SEO is reviews.
Yeah.
Reviews, hands down, are going to be your biggest, factor, whether that be positive or negative. People nowadays, day and age, they will literally read every review you have on your GMB or other review sites as well, before they even decide to call you up or contact you. So, if you're sitting there and somehow miraculously show up in the maps with a 2.8 and all of your competitors have a 4.5 or above, there's probably a 0.1% chance you're ever going to get a call. That's just point blank. So I would say yes, having that GMB built out with the correct services that you provide in the correct area. Also, this is a good segue into what we call NAP, or that's NAP, name, address, and phone. So those need to be consistent, not only on your site, but any other site that mentions your business, your service, yourself, and gives information on it. You want to have all those consistent because, again, that goes into the trustworthiness. Are you keeping your site up to date? Is the information correct? Can the user trust it? And a lot of people, if you start, a business, you already have one. I'm sure you've gotten thousands of emails from people saying, claim your profile on XYZ, directory. It's the top 10 directory. Like, you don't need to go out and have a page on every directory possible.
Okay.
It's not necessarily going to do you harm, but in order for it to benefit you, you just have to stay up to date on it. And again, make sure that NAP is consistent on those sites as well, links to your site. And if you find that, you want to go in there and say, let's do an audit of, our offsite information, see if it's correct. And you're finding old phone numbers and address from 5 years ago, people mentioned on your site that don't even work in your company anymore. You just keep seeing this and seeing this. You can actually use, citation building software services. So they will actually, you input all the information that is current and up to date about your business, and they actually push that to the big data aggregators that will then push that across them to help ensure that those items are consistent and correct. And we got the GMB, we got the reviews, we got NAP. Making sure you target your geographic location on your website. So, if you're a chiropractor, you would want, your homepage to read, Philadelphia chiropractor service, or something like that. Just make sure that your location is very visible, easily seen to the users, and also for Google as well. But targeting your location is, especially for local SEO, huge. Having client testimonials on your site, whether that be, a testimonials page, sprinkled in the content in the sidebar, a mix of all three. That's also going to help your trustworthiness in that EAT that we've been talking about. Let me see. Some other big ones you want to have in place: social media profile. Just the basics: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Have those profiles built out nicely with, nice pictures of you all, some information. Again, that NAP is correct, and linked out to those. I traditionally see law firms link out to their social medias and footers. But again, just another thing you need to have in place, because your competition is going to have those in place.
Yeah.
So there's any other big ones Tomas, as you know, there's a million I could sit here and go through right now. But I would say those would be the biggest ones. Just making sure your business information is correct, it's visible, you're getting good reviews, and that you're targeting your local area.
Which again, I mean, I'm hearing all this and I'm thinking like, this sounds like a hassle and a headache to set up, which is exactly, I suppose, again, part of the reason, apart from the actual nuance knowledge that you need to have, is part of the reason why you're better off just giving it to somebody who's doing this all the time, because it's so easy. You've got a checklist of a million different things.
And it's not necessarily the difficulty of setting them up. It's keeping them up to date and current. Because, if you started a business and you go out and set up a bunch of profiles with your information all over the web, and again, you start working, you're wanting to grow the business. Those things easily get pushed to the back of your mind, and you forget about when you have an address change or a phone number change. So again, if you're to the point where you can, monitor them, keep them up to date, competition has those types of offsite profiles. Yes, it would be beneficial for you to get them as well. Kind of like we were talking about earlier, it's all about timing. Just making sure it's something that you can manage.
Yeah. I don't care how much of the game's it with AI. If there's 200 people that have said the pizza's great, I'm going to go for that place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those are very realistic, real world things that business owners can implement. Like an easy one that I do is, I'll give an example. There's a cafe that have a QR code for the URL for leaving a review at the checkout. And you can do something like a free coffee for, if you leave your first review, marginal to zero cost on the company's end, but that kind of thing compound, easy win.
I took the dogs to a groomer the other day just to get, a quick bath. And I saw on my way out, they literally had a little poster next to their door with a QR code, and it said, leave us a Google review, get $10 off your next service. It's like, well, that was an easy win for me. Okay. I'll be back anyway.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just, ask is the biggest thing I think holds people back. They just simply don't ask. And I feel like it's either because they forget or that they just don't know how impactful it really is. Reviews can drive so much business. Especially for local SEO.